So I wanted, in this recording, I wanted to give an example of somebody who did a good job on their illustrative essay outline. That was for last week. Now this student had an excellent thesis statement. So here she has her thesis statement, and her topic is favoritism at work. And so she's writing about favoritism at work. Now her topic, her thesis statement is favoritism at work has its disadvantages. It can promote feelings of resentment toward management, decrease motivation and productivity, and create the inability for other employees to advance or grow within the company. So this is the student's thesis statement about favoritism at the workplace. And so she has her topic, she has her opinion, and her reasons. So when you have a good thesis statement, you have the topic, the opinion, which expresses the what, because a good thesis statement has two elements, the what and the why. Okay? So when you write your thesis statement, which is the map, the roadmap of your essay, you have to have both what and why. Now next week, in week 5, we are going to explore more about thesis statements, and we are going to explore how to recognize a good thesis statement from a bad thesis statement, an effective thesis statement from an ineffective thesis statement. And so here you have an example of a very effective thesis statement, because here in this thesis statement, she states both the what and the why. And then she goes on to match her reasons, to align her reasons with her body paragraphs. And so here in this outline, this is the outline of the illustrative essay. So this student has a very good start to her illustrative essay. This is her pre-writing. And so here you have why favoritism is not very good, is it can promote feelings of resentment toward management. And then her paragraph 2 is resentment, creating feelings of resentment toward management. So she has very good essay structure. And then here in her second paragraph 3, she's going to write about decrease the disadvantages of favoritism is that it decreases motivation and productivity. And then paragraph 4, she's going to create favoritism has its disadvantages because it creates the inability for other employees to advance or grow within the company. And so, so when you write your thesis statement, it's like a roadmap to your entire paper. That's why when you write a good thesis statement, you don't go off topic, you don't have a writer's block, because once you write your thesis statement, which states the what and the why, then you know what you're going to write for your paper. And so this is a very important aspect of pre-writing, is being able to write a good thesis statement. And so in pre-writing, before we even get to the thesis statement, we have to go through the pre-writing strategies that we're doing this week of listing, of brainstorming, creating a mind map in which we're exploring what topic we are going to write about. And then once we get our topic, then we write our what, in other words, our topic, our opinion, and our reason. So those are the 3 elements of a thesis statement: topic, opinion, reasons. And after you have those 3 elements as the roadmap to your paper, then the rest of it is smooth sailing. So getting back to this, so she writes about resentment toward management. And so let's take a look at the next page should talk about decreased motivation and productivity. And so here in her next body paragraph, she writes about decreased motivation and productivity is another negative effect of favoritism. And then lastly, the inability of advancement and growth within the company. And so here she did a good job matching her body paragraphs with her thesis statement. And then she has her conclusion. And in the conclusion, you restate your thesis statement, not exactly the same way you did the first time. So you reword the thesis statement and you put that as the first sentence of the last paragraph. Then in the last paragraph, you give the summary of the highlights of your essay. And you talk about what takeaway lessons do you want your reader to get from reading your paper. And so right now, she has a very good outline of her paper. And I would have to say that all she has to work, she has excellent essay structure. And the only thing she has to work on is getting rid of you and your. Because when we write an academic paper, we want to avoid second person case, you and your. We want to avoid first person case, I, myself, we, and us. And we want to have a professional, objective tone. As a result, we get rid of first and second person case, and we only use third person case, he, she, and they. And so this person has to get rid of you and replace you and your with a person. For example, resentment is a constant unpleasant feeling that won't let a person perform ideally. For instance, when it comes to decision making, a person is not able to make a reasonable or informed choice. So she just has to replace her, you and your with a person. So this way you avoid sounding too conversational, because if you use you and your and first and second person case, you sound too conversational. So the whole point of using third person case is to develop your academic voice and to sound professional and to sound like you are speaking formal English. And so we went over that in the previous week's quiz on what is formal English. And so basically when you write a research paper, you want to use formal English, and you want to avoid using conversational English. You do not want to directly address your reader. So that's the only thing wrong with this paper, is that she has to replace you and your. And when she writes her rough draft in Illustrative Essay Part 2. So I made a video of this particular essay because this student did an excellent job with her essay structure. She has a thesis statement with matching body paragraphs. And I'm really proud of the progress she has made in this class in mastering the 5-paragraph essay structure, which is defined as having a paper that has a thesis statement with matching body paragraphs. So excellent work, and for you other students, you understand the importance of having a good thesis statement as a roadmap to your paper. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me.